That's affirmative, sir. Then you must have been there later, when, Blind Willie does not help him finish. He can smell Wheelock's cologne, though, stronger than ever, and the man is practically panting in his ear, sounding like a horny kid at the end of a hot date. Wheelock has never bought his act, and although Blind Willie pays for the privilege of being left alone on this corner, and quite handsomely by going rates, he knows that part of Wheelock is still cop enough to hope he'll fuck up. Part of Wheelock is actively rooting for that. But the Wheelocks of the world never understand that what looks fake isn't always fake. Sometimes the issues are a little more complicated than they appear at first glance. That was something else Vietnam had to teach him, back in the years before it became a political joke and a crutch for hack film writers. '69 and '70 were the hard years, the graying man says. He speaks in a slow, heavy voice. I was at Hamburger Hill with the 3187, so I know the A Shao and Tam Boy. Do you remember Route 922? Ah, yes, sir, Glory Road, Blind Willie says. I lost 2 friends there. Glory Road, the man in the open coat says, and all at once he looks 1,000 years old, the bright red ski sweater an obscenity, like something hung on a museum mummy by cut-up kids who believe they are exhibiting a sense of humor. His eyes are off over 100 horizons. Then they come back here, to this street where a nearby carillon is playing the one that goes I hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring-ting-tingling too. He sets his bags down between his expensive shoes and takes a pigskin wallet out from an inner pocket. He opens it, riffles through a neat thickness of bills. Son all right, Garfield? He asks. Making good grades? Yes, sir. How old? 15, sir. Public school? Parochial, sir. Excellent. And God willing, he'll never see Glory fucking Road. The man in the open topcoat takes a bill out of his wallet. Blind Willie feels as well as hears Wheelock's little gasp and hardly has to look at the bill to know it is 100. Yes, sir, that's affirmative, God willing. The man in the topcoat touches Willie's hand with the bill, looks surprised when the gloved hand pulls back, as if it were bare and had been touched by something hot. Put it in my case, or my ball glove, sir, if you would, Blind Willie says. The man in the topcoat looks at him for a moment, eyebrows raised, frowning slightly, then seems to understand. He stoops, puts the bill in the ancient oiled pocket of the glove with Garfield printed in blue ink on the side, then reaches into his front pocket and brings out a small handful of change. This he scatters across the face of old Ben Franklin, in order to hold the bill down. Then he stands up. His eyes are wet and bloodshot. "Do you any good to give you my card?" he asks Blind Willie. "I can put you in touch with several veterans organizations." "Thank you, sir, I'm sure you could, but I must respectfully decline." "Tried most of them?" "Tried some, yes, sir." "Where'd you VA?" "San Francisco, sir." He hesitates, then adds, "The Pussy Palace, sir." The man in the topcoat laughs heartily at this, and when his face crinkles, the tears which have been standing in his eyes run down his weathered cheeks. "Pussy Palace!" he cries. "I haven't heard that in 10 years. Christ!" A bedpan under every bed and a naked nurse between every set of sheets, right? Naked except for the love beds, which they left on. Yes, sir, that about covers it, sir. Or uncovers it. Merry Christmas, soldier. The man in the topcoat ticks off a little one-finger salute. "Merry Christmas to you, sir." The man in the topcoat picks up his bags again and walks off. He doesn't look back. Blind Willie would not have seen him do so if he had. His vision is now down to ghosts and shadows. "That was beautiful," Wheelock murmurs. The feeling of Wheelock's freshly used air puffing into the cup of his ear is hateful to Blind Willie, gruesome, in fact, but he will not give the man the pleasure of moving his head so much as an inch. The old fuck was actually crying. As I'm sure you saw,